Last summer, wedding bells rang in Wyoming for Lucy Peterson, but it wasn't the happy occasion every mother dreams of.
I'm like, somebody has to do something here.
Married? What are you talking about, married? She's 17. How is this possible? Who can allow this?
It was the latest twist in a bitter multi-year custody battle between Lucy's mom, Kathy Kilo Peterson, and her ex-husband, Steve Peterson. A judge found Steve Peterson arranged to have 17-year-old Lucy marry the son of one of his friends, a 30-year-old musician she didn't know.
I was shocked, but somehow not surprised that he would pull something like this. To emancipate her from the Missouri court? How can you get any worse than that?
Despite having primary custody, Kathy hasn't seen her daughter in more than a year. To understand how we got here, let's go back to 2005. Lucy was 2, and the Petersons were headed for divorce.
Steve tried to kill me and held us hostage in our home.
Peterson was convicted of domestic assault. That conviction was later expunged, but his trouble with the courts continued. Court records show Peterson secretly took Lucy out of state 42 times, ultimately taking her out of school and away from her mother. Then came that marriage in Wyoming.
Not even a slap on the wrist.
In January, a court-appointed therapist testified Lucy was the victim of psychological abuse by her father. A judge ordered Steve Peterson to get counseling and stay away from Lucy for 90 days. It didn't happen.
I have a worthless piece of paper that says Kathy has sole legal and sole physical custody of my daughter who's missing.
We've learned family court doesn't have the power to enforce many of their own rulings. St. Charles County prosecutor Tim Lomar.
The Supreme Court several years ago made it much more difficult, for better or for worse, for a civil court to hold someone in contempt and jail that person.
That's when Lomar was contacted about the case. Finally, in April, a felony warrant was issued for Steve Peterson's arrest. He's charged with interfering with custody. Lucy's whereabouts are still unknown. Why aren't you able to use your authority as the county prosecutor to compel Lucy's dad to reveal her location?
And the court denied that enforcing him to do something like this would be a violation of his Fifth Amendment rights.
Because it's self-incrimination? He doesn't have to say? It's unbelievable. It's truly unbelievable.
Peterson is under GPS monitoring as a condition of his bond. We repeatedly tried to get in touch with him, his mother, and his sister, with no response.
There's Lucy there.
Meantime, a judge ruled Lucy's marriage was a sham. It was annulled last fall. And with her 18th birthday just weeks away, Kathy Peterson hopes to find Lucy before she's legally lost to her forever.
I will never give up on her. She's my daughter.
Steve Peterson pleaded not guilty to that felony charge. His case is expected to go to trial in the coming months. Now, if you've seen Lucy Peterson, contact Frontenac Police. For the I-Team, PJ Randhawa, 5 on your side.